What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Taco Tuesday. I am out and about doing some work and stuff, finished putting down some floors, got to change a bathroom spigot and some other things, doing the grind. And unfortunately, it's at an Eagle fan's house. Anyway, we have some news. Tony Pollard has had surgery on his fractured leg and high ankle sprain, and it was deemed successful. And Tony Pollard, who is one of many free agents that the Cowboys have, um, will be okay by training camp. He should be good to go. The interesting part here, it's basically going to be about 3 months for the recovery on his leg. This is in some regards similar to Michael Gallup, but not exactly the same because Michael Gallup had ACL surgery. But Michael Gallup's contract was up, and so it was the Dallas Cowboys that decided we need to keep him in the fold. And so they ended up going through and signing the $12 million a year deal with Michael Gallup, bringing him back. And the thing with that one was, at the moment, it doesn't look like that was a good deal. It definitely wasn't the right decision in comparison to holding on to Amari Cooper. The Cowboys basically said, we don't have enough money to hold on to Amari Cooper. I think it was a little bit more than just the money, because if they really wanted to, they could have restructured some contracts to have gotten the money to do it. You still end up paying $6 million in dead money. So we're talking about saving $15 million. And so when you think about $12 million going a year to Michael Gallup, who the year before had about 450 yards because there was injuries, you wonder, was that the right move? The problem with Tony Pollard is Tony Pollard is a running back. And running backs don't have a long shelf life. We all love Zeke Elliott. We do. But we've seen each year Zeke Elliott's performance go downhill. And it's not that Zeke Elliott wants his performance to go downhill. You are fighting against the numbers. And the numbers say after 4 years, a running back is not the same any longer. And we can look at some of the contracts that have been done. Not only Zeke's, you could look at Todd Gurley's. A year after Todd Gurley signed his big deal, he was having an arthritic knee and basically working his way on out. Christian McCaffrey signed his big deal and had 2 years of injuries. Now, this year started out well. Carolina said, let's get out from underneath this. They trade him to the 49ers, and it seems like it is a good deal for the 49ers at the moment. But long term, we just don't know. Now, we got Barkley out there who allegedly turned down $12 million a year. You stay in New York. And so you look at that and say, do you go ahead and get a long-term deal with a running back, knowing that there's a lot of wear and tear in running backs, and the short life is short. The shelf life is short. So I can't tell you what the Cowboys should do about Tony Pollard. There is the franchise tag, and in some regards, you could say maybe it was a good idea for the Cowboys to use the franchise tag on Dalton Schultz, because they're not committed to a dime this year, although signing him will probably cost you more than that. The thought being, and this is where it's crazy, that tagging Dalton Schultz a second time would be cheaper than signing him to a long-term deal. Now, here's another little tad bit that's here. Kellen Moore is a Dak Prescott favorite. Dalton Schultz is a Dak Prescott favorite. Zeke Elliott is a Dak Prescott favorite. When you look at Aaron Rodgers kind of put a gun to the head of the Green Bay Packers. He's currently on the trading block for somebody in the AFC. But he ended up having his guys that he wanted to make sure came back, like Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb's production was going downhill until he actually was released and came to Dallas. He had like a resurrection and ended up being the best he had been in like 5 years. Goes to the Texans and goes back to where he was with Green Bay and goes back to Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Forgive me. I'm not sleeping at night. Forgive me. And goes back with Aaron Rodgers, and he's looking like an old, spent veteran. He's not staying healthy and on the field, and his production is not really there. And so this is a case of, are the Cowboys better off having Dak have the input of, I want my guys, and Kellen Moore and so on, or not having those guys? I believe that we need more talent. Later on when I'm done and get cleaned up, I want to actually go back back to August on a video that I did. And, I know I'm just Joe the fan. I'm not an insider or anything like that. I'm Joe the fan that's just watched a lot of football over the years and seen every iteration of the Dallas Cowboys. And looking at what we did in the off season, guys, we had writers that were saying this is the worst off season that they've ever seen for the Cowboys. That literally everything went wrong with free agency. They thought they were going to re-sign Randy Gregory, and it was El Paso. The getting only a 5th-round pick for Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson and things. They literally deemed this the worst offseason ever. The fact that we won 12 games is actually a miracle. But I did a video August 12th saying, are the Cowboys setting Dak Prescott up for failure? And looking back at that video, it's spot on. They really did set Dak up for failure. I know the haters out there, like the dude who's we got to stop these videos. We're just trying to show how mad you are. They're getting to be ridiculous, okay? I've seen enough TVs abused, okay? All right, let's just stop it. But here's a guy on Twitter that I'm seeing that is wearing a Tony Romo jersey, who's got a can of lighter fluid, and he's setting on fire the Dak Prescott one. I hate to tell you, bro, the problems we had with Tony Romo are the problems we got with Dak Prescott. Hate to tell you, bro, that the playoff record of 2-4 for Tony Romo is the same one for Dak Prescott. It just is. Just Dak Prescott's got more touchdown passes. And I don't necessarily blame those two guys. If the same problems are happening over and over and over again, then we're not fixing the problems. The problems aren't just the quarterback. The problems are with the team and the people that are putting the team together. So, fortunately, Tony Pollard is better. Question will be is, will he be re-signed on a franchise tag, or will he get a deal done for him? Stay tuned, y'all.